I think in this job, what I hate the most is to be working at 1 a.m. Absolutely dead tired just to reach my Airbnb or hotel. So there we go. It's almost 1 a.m. Done with the Japan and England game, and thankfully I'm just a few meters away from the house.
I once engaged in a lengthy conversation with a colleague, a young, hardworking, and popular sports reporter in my country, Ghana. He acknowledged the hypocrisy disguised as bureaucracy crippling the development of journalists in our media industry, both in mainstream broadcast media and, shall I add, even more so in independent media. And then he advised me to go by one thing he's learned from experience. Forget about trying to be appreciated for what you do, he said. As a reporter, it's your stories that need to be seen, not you. With all due respect to these colleagues' selflessness, I beg to differ. We reward people for their efforts. Usually us, myself as a media professional, when we are working hard, what we want at least is recognition. I understand that we are the people behind the camera and then people that are in front of our camera matter. But there's a reason why, for example, you have the International Sports Press Association, AIPS, doing the AIPS Media Awards. It's because it is very important as well for journalists to be recognized. From starting out as an online junior writer to joining the International Sports Press Association AIPS as the first Ghanaian to ever participate in the Young Reporters program, from discovering the world of reporting live from stadiums to taking several twists and turns in a career that now spans over a decade. I love the way that the mentors took their time to actually prepare us for the coverage of the tournament. The world is changing, and so is the women's game. Perhaps not at the pace that Tatiana Hani would have hoped, but at least journalists like me are missioned to make an impact. I've mentored journalism students to give back the knowledge that I've collected. With the coverage of 3 FIFA Women's World Cups and 1 Men's World Cup under my belt, I've become a serial traveling reporter to represent my country in a good light abroad. I wear the mantle of an under-30 entrepreneur after setting up an independent media company to better communicate with audiences. This is me, Angela Akua Asante, also known as AAA, 2019 Gandu WISA TV Achievers Awards winner, proud AIPS alumni of the 2012 Young Reporters program, self-acclaimed unofficial Ghanaian ambassador, and this is my message on the importance of recognizing journalists and opening the way for upcoming ones to benefit equally from opportunities out there.
Sports administration in this country is a lonely job. You donate your time and you donate your money. And even being a sports person in Ghana is difficult. You need support from either your parents or, if you're lucky, to find a corporate body. So for people to go all the way to winning awards, they must be recognized.
Media, again, because they are the ones that actually project our cause. Mrs. Nana Akua of TV3, Beatrice Laye, Daily Graphic, and Angela Akua Asante, AAA, the lady who's been doing a lot out there on our behalf.
Please, let's be united. If somebody has an opportunity and you think it fits the person, recommend them. Yeah. We already spend a lot of effort. I personally have been spending my own hard-earned money to go to Russia. It was 100% paid by me. It was very expensive because I spent 36 days in Russia. So you have to accumulate the cost of the hotels, your food, everything else, your flights from one city to another. Imagine doing this
year in, year out without sponsorship. So all the work that we are doing, I wish and I hope and I believe that we will finally get more recognition. This has been tough, it's been interesting, but like everything, when we work, what we want is just appreciation.
It has taken long for my work to be recognized, but that's fine. I'm fortunate to have a job that offers me possibilities to fund my independent media projects, while sponsorship remains a holy grail for me to find. But what happens when you cannot afford to finance yourself? In 2017, John Barnes was expressing his thoughts on racism in the English Premier League for coaching roles when he was quoted as saying by Training Guru, "If journalists really wanted to do something, they would put the spotlight on their own industry and try and make changes, but they don't." Now take this quote out of its context and it would definitely speak to a multitude of hard-working upcoming journalists whose aspirations are sabotaged by the lack of youth development funding at the national level. Today, I'm asking you, are we all equals? Are we all equals if, to attend a Young Reporters program, a journalism student is left with no other choice than paying their own flight ticket, which is more expensive than their one-year tuition fees? Are we all equals if one must decline participating in the program after their national association lets them down with their flight ticket purchase less than 3 days to the event? Is it normal to wish to be born in a country where eSports Writers Association would actually have a budget to support its young journalists? What happens when there's a strong will inside of you burning to explode, to put to practice your talent of capturing stories? But wait, you're young, you're broke. You're talented, yes, but you are broke. Your national association is reportedly broke throughout the year. Well, maybe not on awards nights. So what happens when you voice out those issues, even without mentioning names? Do you become dangerous? Do you become unprofessional? Or maybe a villain? Or do you become a hero for throwing light on dark matters in our sports media industry? In independent journalism, reporting objectively is one thing. Throwing seeds in watered minds for critical thinking to germinate is another. I have a dream that as equals we will all be offered the needed support to equally benefit from the wonderful opportunities that exist under the International Sports Press Association. Today, as an alumna of the 2012 AIPS Young Reporters program in Baku, Azerbaijan, I speak on behalf of the new generation. The celebration of sports journalism must welcome the silent cries of the timid, the depressed, and disoriented aspiring journalists. Bureaucracy and the negligence of some must not be allowed to become a block in the road of potential future game changers. Change the wheel of misfortune, feed the hungry learners, and reward the brave.